Okay, I'm with young socialists on their march for jobs. They're going from London to Liverpool, and I'm with John T, and he's going to tell you about the march and why he's on it.
Okay, first of all, I have to say thank you to your friend for organising this peri-peri jerk and peri meal, which is great, you know, and we've had support right from the word go from London outside the TUC, because we had the POA, Prison Officers Association. Joe came down, the Assistant General Secretary, and Emmanuel Hassassian, the Palestinian ambassador, to see us off. And it's a march for jobs for young people, against university fees, and we're demanding the TUC takes action, because we think that the TUC leadership have spent 3 years so-called looking into the practicalities of a general strike, but they haven't called it. And so we're marching from London to Liverpool, 248 miles, and we're marching to demand that the TUC name the date. And when we get to the conference, and we're going to build up our forces as we go, we're going to storm the TUC and demand to speak to the conference. And if they refuse, then at a certain point we might have to occupy the building and say we're not leaving until they name the date for the general strike, because that's what's needed to bring this rotten government down.
Are you hoping that they'll let you address the conference?
Yeah, I hope they should let us address the conference. We've walked a very long way, and we represent the young generation of young people that are demanding a future. So, you know, the TUC has been built to lead and to represent the working class students and youth. So they should definitely let the young socialists address their conference.
One of the things that you guys have been talking about on your way through has been about the zero-hour contracts and the scandal behind that. Why is it important that we fight against the spectre of zero-hour contracts?
Well, while we're at the TUC Congress House in Great Russell Street, just around the corner from Tottenham Court Road, a woman turned up who supported us, who's giving out leaflets saying that the TUC itself is farming young people out for zero-hour contracts to the firms, the private firms. And that is a real scandal, because the zero-hour contracts are the modern equivalent of what you had on the docks many years ago, you know, where you had to step up to the line, where they said, we'll have you, and you, and the rest of you go home. And we've come a long way since then. We've fought and won rights like job security and holiday pay and sick pay and all the rest of it. You have nothing like that on zero-hour contracts. You have no rights at all. If they say to you, this week we want you to work 1 hour on Monday, 8 hours on Sunday and 3 hours on Wednesday, and you say, well, I can't, that's fine, no problem, we're not going to call you again. And we've found one case of zero-hour contracts down in Hackney at the refuse collection site, where they have to turn up people on these zero-hour contracts at 5, 6 in the morning, and again they say, well, we'll have you, and you, and then the rest of them are sent home, and they have to come back the next day to try and get work the next day. We say zero-hour contracts must be abolished. It's modern-day slavery. We want proper jobs with trade union rates of pay.
And just finally, what would be your message to the trade union leaders and the leader of the TUC?
Well, the message is simple. You know, O'Grady, we say to O'Grady that the TUC has to get off its knees and to call the general strike. That's what the whole nation wants. That's what the entire working class wants and demands. And if they don't, then they'll have to step aside and let leaders forwards at will.
Thank you very much.